Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Michael Agana from Duelist Project, and today I'm bringing you one sitting into Silence the Pedant. This time is going to be slightly unusual one sitting into because today we are looking onto, at something slightly different than usual, and the difference is that Silence the Pedant is not released yet, or not in the full release version. What I'm currently looking at is a demo version which has been released a couple days ago by Sekai Project and has been created by Alice in Dissonance, or the whole project is going to be published by Sekai Project, and the whole project written and Fault Silence the Pedant was developed and written by Alice in Dissonance. So, as I said, this is a demo version, so there are things that might change from the release, but I think they are doing finishing touches on the other chapters, and this is just the beginning, which is available at the moment. So, yeah, just to as I said, it's a bit of warning. It's slightly unusual as it's not released out yet, so it's not out yet. So there are no price tags, nothing yet, nothing known. As release date is approximately 5 months from the time of this recording. So I'm recording this in early July, to be more specific, on the 3rd of July, and what I know from what I've seen from the website and my brief research into the release date is that it's supposed to be releasing in December 2017, which is 5 months' time, or at least from nowadays. So, as I said, there might be things that might change for better or for worse. We'll see. We'll see. Hard to say. First question to be asked and answered as always, what is Fault Silence the Pedant? Silence the Pedant is a visual novel. Do not know how long. It's part of the Fault series. As I said, it's slightly unusual, not so much information available. So I'm just going to take it at a face value what I've been shown, and from what I've seen for the 2 hours I've put into so far. So for demo version, it's kinda long. Maybe? Yeah, maybe. Um, well, so far I've forced myself to stop. I mean, I've put something like 2 hours into, and I still haven't finished the whole demo. So I kind of don't want to progress and just like be on the wait for next 4 or 5 months. So moving on, let's have a gander at the usual things. So first off, settings. We have our usual window display settings, window full screen, language. It shows just English. Magic happens. You can choose between English and Japanese. And looking at the interface, there is potential for more. There is potential for more translations. But like this, it looks misleading. So if I just switch it to Japanese, it looks misleading slightly. So don't know what's that all about. So yeah, then our usual message skipping after choices. Yes, there are choices this time around. Text speed, auto message speed, music, and effects. I have it turned down for the purpose of the recording, but the soundtrack has been really good and the effects as well. So, without further ado, let's move on to the bit I want to showcase a bit. So, okay, going on. Okay, so that's the bit I want to showcase. This is kind of more of the, how to put it, the exploration part of the visual novel or the game now, because I can probably call it a game now because it's got more aspects. But let's put it the exploration part of the visual novel. It sounds more elegant. You can, as you can see on the screen, It's kind of a tutorial this bit anyway. So hold right mouse button to move the camera, left click to interact. So you can move the camera, you can do stuff. So you can pan it, move it, and you can zoom, do things. You can see it, I mean, on the zoom quality. The quality slightly deteriorates when it zooms. They might be put a bit more detail into that. Do not know. Might be nice. I mean, if you could do a full zoom and it would retain the sharpness, and I just yeah, if you just do that, you can see the quality is slightly deteriorated. I can see it even with my eyes without my glasses on. So, but yeah, that's all the zooming. So this way it's nice and sharp, and even like this. But when you go to when you allow players to go like this, and it's just like, oh, it's slightly yeah, it's me being nitpicky, but I mean, this thing being being able to control the scene or the exploration bit. I mean, yeah. I mean, you'll see me probably doing a lot of it, just zooming in on Retona. So yeah, moving on to interaction acts. You can see one of the acts disappeared. Click on Retona. You can go into inventory. You can examine an act. An egg soon to be a boiled egg. So poetic. You can do that again, and let's boil it. Bum, bum. Okay. You can do and still examine it. So we can see that we have a egg. Let's give it to Flora. Let's actually auto advance so I can talk a bit freely without interacting with this. So this is for me. This is kind of novel, or this is actually me first time seeing it in a kind of great detail that you can interact with the environment, move the scene, interact, zoom in, zoom out of your own desire, just to do it freely. I mean, in the conversation you cannot when there is a scripted event like this one going on. It's fully controlled. But when you're in that exploration bit, if I may call it like that, you can, as I showed you, you can move in, you can zoom, which is really, really cool. So this gets me really excited. I was playing with it as well, and you can see I was playing with it during making the video, and I'm going to be playing with it when we move on to that, because it's got so much potential. So not, it's hard to say how much value does it give to the story itself. I mean, that's going to be a bit of a tricky question. Does it add to the story element since it's a visual novel? Hard to say. Panning. Sorry. Panning and zooming, probably not, or not when you're doing it yourself. Where you're just doing things by yourself, but you can see the camera is dynamic on its own when it's trying to tell a story as well. So they're using the same mechanics, and then when you're in the exploration bit, they give you full control of them, and just you can move, you can play with it, which gives it more artistic value in my point of view. The big rat. So let's interact with the veggies. So yeah, still blank. Gives look at this. You can immerse yourself or just have a look in more greater detail onto things that are happening on the scene. So you can zoom back on in the veggies, just look at the patch of you can and you can see it's dynamic. So there is a tree blocking it, and when I just go in, it's just multi-layered and just like, okay, you can actually do stuff. So you think, okay, and you just move in and you have the unobstructed view. So, which makes it more interesting, if not at least. And plus, how it moves the camera and everything. Um, this is going to be so brilliant I mean, for I wouldn't say screenshots, but for, let's say, background images for your desktop, or just to do it. I know that I'm going to probably be changing my background to one shots like this, just to have a returner on that. Though I must say, I like her much better off in her uniform. The casual clothes, good, well drawn. She reminds me kind of, in the casual way, of Megumi from Konosuba. And I must say, I'm a fan of this style and this. Yeah, I mean, I just love her, and that's pretty much it. As I said, I'm not going to be talking about story because the story's not finished or not available as a whole in demos, so there is nothing for me to comment on because it's still way too early. This is more about the graphical part of the things which I rarely comment on, or I do not spend so much time because look at that, this is just simply amazing how detailed it is, and just, I mean, how nicely drawn it is. I must say, I'm really impressed, and I mean, I'm still just doing this. I'll be probably trying to get the best shot what we can get. So it's just like it's going to be like this, or do I want to pose like this? Zoom out on her so I can get the field out of the way, so I can her. Yeah, I mean it's going to be really doing things like this, and I mean this is more of a suggestion for the Sekai project and for the Alice in Dissonance. Do a poser. Since you have already this tag, let us do our, let's put it this way, custom backgrounds. This thing will, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can do great shots like this, but if you do the edit, if you could, let's say, choose your background, choose the characters they're in, choose their posing, facial values, and to be able to play with this is a great tool, I must say, and this really just really it's got so much potential as a tool. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the full release, and yeah, it's going to be a day one purchase. I mean, from what I've seen, I rarely look at demos, but I mean, was probably too excited to, and I'm probably still not to give it a try since I've seen pictures on the net and just like, okay, this is actually from the game. Okay, so it's in the demo. So let's have a gander. Let's just have a look at it. Just like, come on. And yeah, and here we are. Here we are doing one sitting into unfinished project or unfinished thing, and showering it with all praise. I know this is not a good thing to do, but I must say I was really impressed from what I've seen, from what I've read so far, how it was done, how it was stylized, art-wise, really good. Looking for how the story can unravel, how the characters are going to develop, because from what I get in the perspective, this is going to be really about a character development. So and we are going to be focusing on her, on Ritona. So yes, so I'm really excited because she's my favorite character from the Fault series. So yeah, I'm really excited. And if this happens to be a flop, I'll be so disappointed. And but I have really high hopes for it. I hope it carries all the way to the end from the bit from the 2 hours I've seen so far. I hope it does pan out nicely. I hope it tells Return a story really, really nicely and gets to know what she's all about, and just really excited to know her background and everything. So yeah. The demo is available on Steam. It's as its demo, it's available for free. There is no confirmation on the price tag of the Silence of the Pedant. The release date is vague. So far, by the time of this recording, it still says December 2017, so we do not have an exact date. So I would say it's a good time to keep an eye on it. We'll probably see more information about the title coming out throughout the next 5 months. So yeah, I must say, greatly excited about it, and just yeah, this is going to be amazing, and I cannot wait for my screenshots. I mean, it's going to be really trying to post it as good as possible. So yeah. So and the system with the inventory, it gets amazing as well. So I wonder what they will do with it, because so far it's been a couple items, and I wonder if in the story there are more items, and if there is an impact in the story how you use them. Yeah, that's all the speculation which I don't want to go to, but nevertheless, I'm really excited for the title, and we'll see in the future. So probably in September. In December time when it comes out, I want to do a proper one sitting into showcasing again the technical stuff and the stuff I've done today. This is one of my longest one sittings I've recorded, so I want to really do the other one to do that more of a focus on the story about the characters, say what's good, what's not. And if it turned out to be well as I was hyping now in July, or if it became a flop and it just was like, oh come on, you've gone mediocre. It's like, yeah, I'm really, really can't wait till December. And yeah. Okay, thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Michael Akane from Duelist Project. Today we're slightly untraditional, one sitting into Silence the Pedant from the Fall series, to be published by Sekai Project and currently in development by Alice in Dissonance. So yeah, okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening, and see you next time. Have a good night.